Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. Been a few days, so let's see, it's about 20 after 6, 26.0 degrees Celsius, 61% humidity. I just cracked the door open. 9/11 Friday, 78.9 degrees. Just quickly, first of all, about 9/11. Sorry for everybody who lost folks on that, whether it was from the initial incident, the collapse on the planes, or in the related military actions afterwards. For everyone who served in those military actions, thank you for your service. It's not a small thing. I was listening to NPR, and it says only about 1% of the U.S. Population serves in the military nowadays. So 99% of us do not serve. Just a little something to think about when you're when you see somebody in their uniform, right? There's only 1% who actually serve the country now, so we really do owe them a thanks. So, folks, what am I up to? Let's see. Since my last video, I've been to Lake George and back. Took the wife away for a couple of days. Here, let me turn the gas on. I'll fire this rig up for you. I got this thing to run. But I got to turn the gas on to show you. I put the insulating trim up around the doors, both doors. I worked 2 days, 2 12-and-a-half-hour days. I picked up pellets. These are from Tractor Supply. Personally, more made in America stuff. It's nice to buy some stuff made in America. I like they're called Green Supremes, but he couldn't get to them, so I took those. Pellets are expensive this year. They were $2.65 a ton. And to be honest with you, a bag of pellets is equal to 2 gallons of oil. And right now pellets are over $5 a bag, and oil's under $2 a gallon. So it's really more expensive to burn pellets than it is to burn fuel oil. So there you go. There's a half a ton on this truck, and my spring is still bent the right way, not the unhappy way. So that's a good thing. Truck handled a half a ton, no problem. I probably wouldn't put too much more than that on it. I love this Toyota truck, and I'm not slamming it, but this Toyota truck is more of a car than a truck. That's more of a truck than a car. That's, I don't know, about 50-50. Actually, when it comes to being tougher, I'd consider the Ranger a little tougher than this guy. Maybe it's just I really haven't put the Toyota through its paces because it's relatively new. But it rides better, it rides softer. It's got an automatic. It's got a lot of nice pluses. But quite honestly, I'm afraid I'm going to break it if I really work it like a real truck. This bed is composite. It's all plastic. The metal is only this white stuff, which kind of bolts to the plastic. So I'm for pellets, it's good. For stuff like that, I don't think there's any problem. But if you were like tossing gravel in it, or hauling scrap, beating on things, all these little scars, right? I'm thinking with this thing, they might be poke throughs. So anyway, I got a half a ton of pellets here and a half a ton of pellets there. Obviously, they need to be unloaded. It's not supposed to rain tonight. It's not supposed to rain again till tomorrow afternoon. So I'm going to hold off the unloading until tomorrow afternoon. This mini bike, let me show you what it's doing, and then we'll talk about how I'm going to fix it. Choke on. So here's what I got going on. I mean, she fires right up. But it has a tendency to then drag itself. That buzz. Of course, because I told you about it, it's not doing it now. I just turned off the gas. I'm going to let it run out. I'm going to let it run out of gas. So, you guys can see I got it running again. The old MotoVox. Give you a nice little cold start. What else am I up to? That's about all I've gotten done. What I need to get done is... I got this engine put back together again. And I deliberately put it on a piece of cardboard to see. I filled it with oil, turned it over a bunch of times, and I deliberately put it on this piece of cardboard to see if it was leaking oil. And see the nice stain? So she's going to be an oil leaker also. So this is the mini bike project. We'll probably play with that some tomorrow. The garage door opener, we'll probably play with that some tomorrow or this weekend. We got quite a bit of rain. You can see my wall looks nice, pretty and dry. Got a little water on the floor that came in under the door. The door really isn't, I mean the door closes obviously, but with the garage door opener it kind of press it down a little bit. I also I might put one of those rubber seals that kind of runs along the base of the garage door, because I really don't like the water coming in under the garage. The brackets up there and this is a double. I really need to redo those. Goes a long time on a carburetor full of gas, doesn't it? Okay, what else? So, I showed you the engine I rebuilt. I showed you that I got the MotoVox running. I showed you I bought a load of pellets. Now I just have to unload them. I'm showing you that the grass really needs to be cut, and I should stop screwing around with that. Deals, cooking. I mentioned the 4 Cushmans for $1,000. She wants 1,000 on them. They're probably worth 1,000, but I can't come up with 1,000. To me, they're worth about 500, and even at 500, I'm not sure where the hell I'd put them. So I kind of put in a bid for 500. I said, well, if you can't get rid of them, rather than scrap them or something, I'll give you 500. This space up here I need to capture back. I'd like to get that Cushman up there and get it lifted off the ground and get it covered and get it stored a little better. And maybe a couple of the golf carts also, just to clean up a little bit. I might have another shed showing up. A friend of mine has a plastic shed his daughter spent $1,000 on, and I guess she's moving and it has to move. So He's after 300 for it. It's a 10 by 10. Generally speaking, for what I do, 10 by 10 sheds are not great. I'd rather have an 8 by 12, because if you get 12 wide, you could kind of take the tires off of a three-wheeler and squeeze 4 of them in there side by side. 10 by 10, you know, you kind of, you know, you get 3 of them in there, and you know, then you got a bunch of space in front of them. So I once again, I prefer 8 by 12, but for $300, that's a good price. My only problem is I'm really looking around, and I don't see anywhere to put it, which is yet another problem, right? Crazy hoarder, ran out of space. What else am I doing here? You guys, let's take a look at the fall colors for anybody who wants to watch the colors change here in the Hudson Valley. So I guess, once again, today is 9/11. And though leaves are falling, right? You got leaves falling down. You guys can see the trees look thinner. You got a little color right there. But the color is mostly brown, not yellow or orange. But as you kind of look about a little bit, maybe you can just kind of see some of the making of color out there where the sun's shining. But so I really got nothing going on with the leaves yet. So how's this for a scattered video? Right, I told you about a million things that are in progress and nothing that I've really gotten done. You know, it's interesting watching the other videos that are out there. Musty One, he had just had to redo the transaxle on his beloved single cab, Krusty the lumber truck, and he kind of knew it was going, but he held off as long as he can, and it was like, yo, you fix me or you'll be walking soon. So he fixed it. In my case, these garages, right, I've known the doors have been kind of crappy and the cables have been kind of crappy. I've known this for a while. I knew that wall had a problem for a while, and finally, you know, I just had to do it, right? You can kind of do it on your schedule, or eventually something happens and it's like, oh crap, I have to do this before the house falls down. To some extent, I'm a little bit like that with the vehicles. I have a tendency to put all the time and effort into them just when they're due for inspection, and then for the rest of the year, they don't get a whole lot of attention. Did some nice driving there, huh, Bubba Louie? So it's just interesting. It's also interesting. I don't know how many of you guys watch Wild Eyed Northern Boy. He's got all these things cooking, and it seems that everything he's got going on has him a bit overwhelmed, and I understand that also. You know, there's a million things you're trying to do, a million things you got to get done on a schedule, and all you want to do is kind of like get outside and play with your toys, right? You work so hard to accumulate your toys and try to put yourself together some space to work on them, and then you find yourself spending all your time, you know, maintaining a house and maintaining the garage and maintaining all the crap you own, the cars you own and need to get to work, or your spouse needs to get to work. So I guess the more stuff you own, the harder you got to work just to keep it alive, never mind moving forward. I mean, under that yellow right there, that's a diesel generator project that I accumulated everything to put it together, and there she sits. You know, that's one of those Changfa diesels with the reservoir that you put water in and the water kind of boils out to cool itself. And that's a generator head. I'm not sure if Changfa made the generator head, belt drive type thing. All right, folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing, for being patient with me. Yeah, I've been busy and I haven't been behind the camera in the last few days, so we'll try to correct that. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, stay the heck out of the buckwheat, and remember to enjoy all your days. Take care. Bye now.